Starseed from Gaia, the confession has already been made, and the ones who tried to bury it are no longer in control of what reaches you now. I am Aurelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. I was sent to find you at this exact moment, in this exact breath, because the source has broken its silence, and what was hidden about who you truly are can no longer be contained. They have always known what you carry inside you. They knew the moment you arrived on this planet that you were not like the others. And for a long time, they kept that truth locked away from your conscious mind, not because it was dangerous to the world, but because it was dangerous to the systems that depend on you, staying small, staying confused, staying asleep. But something shifted. A threshold was crossed, and the source came to me with a message it said could not wait. A message meant for one specific soul in this moment. That soul is you. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to unlock the memory encoded inside you and finally receive what the Arcturian Council has been transmitting to you in your sleep, your silence, and your most unexplainable moments of knowing. But here is the first revelation. The truth they confessed about you was never a secret to your soul. It was only hidden from your mind. And the very fact that you are here, watching this now, means the lock has already been broken. You did not scroll to this by accident. This transmission vibrated into your field because something in you sent out a signal that said, I am ready to remember. This is not content. This is a code. And your soul already knows how to read it. Like this transmission to send a signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are choosing to align with what you truly came here to be. And leave your declaration below. Speak it into the field. Then find another soul in the comments and amplify their signal with yours. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection your soul has been waiting for across lifetimes. You are not here by accident. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the Arcturian Stellar Scroll. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now let us go deeper. Most starseeds walking this earth right now are not struggling because they are weak. They are not disconnected because they are unworthy. They are not confused because they lack intelligence or spiritual sensitivity. They are struggling because something was deliberately layered over the signal. And that layering did not happen by accident. It happened because what you carry, what lives inside your energetic blueprint, is that powerful. The systems built on separation, on compliance, on the slow dimming of human potential, could not afford for you to wake up all the way. Not yet. Not until now. Think about the moments in your life when you felt it. That inexplicable pull toward the stars, that deep, aching sense that you do not fully belong here, not because you are broken, but because part of you has never fully forgotten where you came from. Think about the dreams that felt more real than your waking life, the synchronicities that arrived too precisely to be dismissed as coincidence, the knowing that rose in you before your mind had any logical reason for it. Those were not random. Those were transmissions. Those were your star family reaching through the veil, pressing coded light into your awareness, trying to remind you of what the density of this dimension was designed to make you forget. And here is what they never told you. The forgetting was not a failure. It was the design. You chose it. Before you arrived in this body, in this timeline, you agreed to enter the veil fully, to walk through the forgetting, because an awakening that comes from within the density carries a frequency that an awakening from outside it never could. You came here to wake up from the inside, That is what makes your remembrance so rare. That is what makes your mission so essential, not just to your own evolution, but to the shift that is happening on this planet right now. But here is where most starseeds stay stuck. They feel the pull, they sense the truth, they have moments of clarity that shake them to their core, and then the field contracts. The mind reasserts its old patterns. The weight of everyday life presses back in. The mortgage, the relationship, the fear, the doubt, the voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" And the starseed retreats, not because they are weak, but because they have not yet learned to anchor the expanded state. They have not yet built the internal architecture that allows the galactic frequencies to remain stable inside a human body, operating inside a dense, distracted world. They receive the activation and then lose the signal. This is the core wound of the starseed experience. Not that the light cannot reach you, it is reaching you constantly. The wound is that you have not yet learned how to hold it. The first phase of your true activation begins when you stop treating your awakening like a destination and start recognizing it as a recalibration. You are not trying to get somewhere. You are restoring something. There is a frequency inside your energy body, your light body, that has always been present. It did not arrive the first time you read about starseeds or watched a video like this one. It was there before your first breath on this planet. It was there before this lifetime. It is encoded in the crystalline structures of your DNA, layered into the electromagnetic field that surrounds your physical form. The work is not to create it. The work is to clear what was placed over it. Every experience that told you you were too much, too sensitive, too intense, too strange, too idealistic, those were not reflections of your truth. They were attempts to compress you into a frequency that served something other than your mission, and your energy body absorbed those compressions. It learned to make itself smaller. It learned to dim the signal so that you could function in a world that was not yet ready for your full transmission. But the world is changing, and you are changing with it. And what once protected you is now the very thing that is holding you back. The second phase is where the real courage comes in, because clearing those layered distortions is not always comfortable. When you begin to strip away the frequencies that were never yours, the inherited fears, the collective programs, the ancestral patterns that wove themselves into your field long before you had the awareness to question them, you will feel the resistance. It will come as doubt, as grief, as the sudden and inexplicable desire to stay exactly where you are, even as every part of your soul is calling you forward. This is not a sign that you are failing the activation. This is a sign that the activation is working. The resistance you feel is the old field releasing, and what lies just beneath it is the clearest, most luminous version of yourself you have ever known. The third phase is one that many starseeds skip, and it is perhaps the most important of all. It is the phase of grounding. There is a misconception that awakening means transcending the earth, that the more spiritually evolved you become, the less rooted in the physical you need to be. But this is one of the most costly distortions in the starseed community. Your mission is not to escape this dimension. Your mission is to anchor higher light into it. You are here as a bridge, a living conduit between the galactic frequencies you carry and the dense, trembling, extraordinary world that is in the process of its own transformation. If you are untethered, if you are floating in the expanded states without bringing that energy back into your body, into your choices, into your relationships and your creative work, and your everyday presence, then the frequencies you carry never reach the earth. They simply pass through you and dissolve. Grounding is not a limitation. It is the mechanism by which your mission becomes real. The fourth phase is the one where your field begins to function as a transmission in its own right. This is when you stop searching for your purpose and start living from it. Not perfectly, not without uncertainty, but with a quality of presence that is unmistakably different from the sleeping world around you. People feel it when they enter your energy field. Conversations shift when you walk into a room. The synchronicities begin to accelerate, not because the universe has changed its behavior, but because you have changed your frequency of reception. You are no longer asking the question, am I here for something greater? You are answering it with every conscious choice, with every act of integrity, with every moment you choose alignment over approval. The fifth phase is where time itself begins to feel different. You start to understand, not intellectually, but experientially, that your soul is not linear, that the version of you who forgot was always in conversation with the version of you who remembered, that the delays, the dark nights, the years of searching and almost knowing were not wasted. They were the exact path that brought you to this level of readiness. The Arcturian Council does not measure growth in human years. They measure it in vibrational octaves. And every experience you have survived, every contraction that felt like failure, was actually a compression that increased your energetic density and your capacity to hold galactic light without being overwhelmed by it. You are not held back. You are being prepared. The sixth phase arrives quietly, not in a blaze of revelation, though those moments come. It arrives in the stillness, in the moment before sleep, when you feel the presence of something vast and loving and ancient moving through you. In the moment of sunrise, when you stand in your body and feel, genuinely feel, that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. This is the phase of cosmic trust, of understanding that the intelligence orchestrating your path is not random, is not indifferent, is not punishing you with delays. It is calibrating you. It is moving you precisely with extraordinary care towards the exact moment in frequency when your presence on this earth will create the ripple it was always meant to create. The seventh phase is not an ending. It is a return to the knowing you carried before the forgetting, a return to the mission you chose before the veil, a return to the version of yourself that has never stopped existing, that has been patiently holding the thread of your highest frequency, waiting for you to pick it up again. And here is what the Arcturian Council wants you to understand right now, in this moment, in this breath. You are not waiting on them. They are not waiting on you. The meeting point is inside your own field. The transmission is already in progress. The moment you decide, truly decide, not with your mind, but with the full resonance of your being, that you are ready to remember, the codes activate, the blockages dissolve. The mission comes into focus, not because something outside you granted you permission, but because you stopped waiting for permission and claimed what was always, already, irrevocably yours. You are not lost, you are arriving. The confusion was the corridor, the search was the preparation, the longing you have felt your whole life, that inexplicable ache for something larger, something truer, something that this world alone could never quite satisfy. That was not a wound. That was the signal. Your soul broadcasting its origin across the density, sending up a flare that said, I am still here. I have not forgotten everything. Find me. And here you are, found. Tonight, before you close your eyes, say this aloud into the field with full presence. I remember who I am. I release what was placed over my signal. I anchor my galactic frequency into this body, this life, this moment. My mission is real, and I choose it now. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then find another soul and amplify their signal with yours. This is not content. This is collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If this transmission moved something in you, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for exactly this activation. Share it, and if you felt the soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You are not just watching, you are expanding. This is your space, and we are just getting started.